A moment ago, we were talking about .NET Core and Entity Framework, and I would actually like to take a deeper dive into that area right now. I also assume that you're probably familiar with the Entity Framework in general, and you may actually use that even by a lot in your previous projects by running those commands from the Visual Studio PowerShell console. And that actually works great, especially if you work in the Visual Studio environment, but what you need to know is that that's actually the only one option. The other option, how you can basically work with the Entity Framework in terms of CLI, you can actually use Entity Framework CLI as a part of the .NET CLI itself. Because starting from .NET Core, even version 1, Microsoft invested a hell of a lot of resources into the development of the CLI. So now when we have a .NET 5, the CLI for the .NET is extremely powerful, and I love it. So let me just show you what I'm talking about here. Here I am in Windows terminal, and I can do something like .NET-help, and I was basically asking to show all the help information that I can get for this .NET CLI. As you can see, I can run a bunch of different commands which you're probably familiar with, like build, clean, publish, and stuff like that. In addition to that, what is important for us right now, I can use tools to basically manage all the external tools which are not, let's say, bundled within the .NET SDK itself. So let's do .NET tool help. So what we can see here, what we can do with those external tools. We can install, uninstall, update, list them, and so on and so forth. And Entity Framework CLI is not a part of the .NET CLI starting from the .NET Core version 3, if I'm not mistaken. But nonetheless, we can still install it from those global repositories. To do that, I need to know the exact package ID. So what I will do here, I will do .NET tool search, and I will search for EF, basically keyword. And as you can see, here are the results. So I have a bunch of different packages which consist of EF keyword, and I need to use the first one, the .NET-EF. So what I will do here, I will do, oops, sorry, typo again, .NET tool install .NET-EF. And because this is the global tool, I also need to add this flag global. And that's actually it. The reason why I'm showing you all the things right now is because if you will basically master this Entity Framework CLI, it will be super easy for you to automate everything within your automation pipelines. So, of course, in Azure DevOps, for example, you have an image or virtual machine of a build agent which also consists of Visual Studio. But this approach is more broad. This approach is less dependent on all the other tools that you may have on your build agent. So I will encourage you right now to actually take a closer look at the .NET CLI and also to the Entity Framework CLI that you can install in a way that I showed to you just now.